Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be unboxing the latest Living Dead doll release. Her name is Sin, and I feel like I should start out by saying to anyone out there who just watches all my videos out of habit and maybe scares a little bit easily, I'll see you in the next one. Because in my opinion, this particular doll is the freakiest of the 5 who've come out so far. And I think she might end up being the freakiest one. It's because, I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a warning. Watch at your own discretion. Is they have these dolls tend to have 2 face masks, and I find there's usually like a cuter one and then a scarier one, but this one just has a scary one and a scarier one. So that's what I wanted to say before I traumatize anyone out there who's usually here for my cutesier doll unboxings. And as you can see, I ordered her directly from Mezco, pre-order. Same situation as I've done for all of them so far. And it's so pretty much back to back with my last Living Dead doll unboxing of Damien beside me, because he was super delayed. And it won't always be this close, because there is one more to Series 1 dolls. Series 1 is in, these are recreations of the very first Living Dead doll series. And they may continue. I think I've heard that they're going to continue. So I guess it's a little bit more of a warning. And they come in a, okay, so you can already see what the doll is kind of going to look like. It's like I'm trying to shield her from you as if you're not, if you've made it this far, there's no point in shielding you any further. But so they come in this coffin-shaped box. And the last time when I unboxed Damien, I said it was this is the symbol for brimstone, which is true. But in modern day, we might actually call it sulfur. But I just think that's kind of the joke about it too, is where brimstone is. So they come with this plastic wrap over it, which is the same thing they always did with these dolls. I do remember the seal feeling thicker, like the plastic being thicker on the older dolls. And again, am I just procrastinating from showing the actual doll? I'm excited to see her, but I don't know how all of you are going to feel. She is crazy. See, in the original release, she looked basically like Sadie, but with a red dress. And now they have gone all out on her. And even with her hands, you're going to see. Oh, that's one serious tale. So I think to anyone, again, who hasn't been a Living Dead Dolls fan, okay, in person, it's, anybody who watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she looks a little bit like the vampires when they vamp out. So that's your final warning. So let me show you now how she comes out of the box. This is her first face. So this is the less scary of the 2, just so you know. So you're all ready, right? But I think she looks fantastic. And see, another thing is the dolls used to have, for the most part, one face sculpt. It was very simple. It was actually like they fashioned because I don't think a doll stand's going to work because of her tail. Oh well, hopefully she can stand properly. Because the original doll was just this generic craft doll that you could buy in like a dollar store or maybe a craft store. And I think it was such a generic craft doll that they didn't even have to fight for the rights, I don't think, because the dolls that they ended up doing, they used to be these handmade art dolls by the creators. And then when Mezco officially licensed them or released them, they seem to have the, what would you say, the license for that sculpt now. But now they've really detailed these faces, so they almost don't feel like Living Dead dolls. They almost feel like they're based off the characters of Living Dead dolls, and really super detailed. She is so funny. And I'm looking at her other face, which is right here. And you've been warned, right? Not traumatizing anyone, because she's the most, I guess you could say, demonic or satanic. She even has this little base that she stands on. It's a pentagram. And see, here's the thing I should also say is, to people who are not into horror, it's going to be traumatizing maybe, but to somebody who's into horror and stuff like that, I just see it as more so campy and funny, or not funny, but campy and fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I'm also not religious, so none of these things will have that kind of effect on me. What is this for? Maybe this is like maybe this help it keep shape. I don't know. I don't think I need to do anything with that. And so now, oh, she has other eyes too? Okay, so she has just plain red eyes. You know what? I didn't watch the unboxings, which is, or sorry, I don't know if there have been any other unboxings, but I didn't go looking for any, and I probably should have. so I'm more prepared. But maybe I want to be a little bit surprised by everything too. So what I'm looking at down here are her accessories. So she's got her pitchfork, and this is going to be her flame halo. These are just plain red eyes, so just solid red, and then the different sets of hands she comes with. And here's the face I was trying to warn you about, because it is crazy. But I have seen pictures of, like, actual pictures, not just the, because I'm not sure if the stock photos are renders or if they're actual prototypes, because the next all coming out, Posey, she looks just like, it just looks like a render to me. So she's got her cape here, and they probably call it something funny like her satanic cape, because if you didn't notice, on her collar here, she's got an emblem that says 666. And whether you're religious or not, you probably know what that means. And I'm not going to, I don't think I'm going to tie it around her because it kind of gets in the way of her hair. And I do want to change, I do want to put on her other face. But before I do, so I think with this, so if she's in this face, the halo just sits on her head. But in the other face, which I will show you, I think it sits between her, like her horns, her bigger horns kind of hold it up. And then her hands are funny because she's got these, you know, in rock music, metal music, they call these, they'll, like if you go to concerts, they'll say, put your devil horns up. So it's like, you know, you're making that gesture. And her hands have devil horns. Yeah, just a solid red. That's a very strange idea for eyes. But I might, you know what I might do actually after too is, I haven't done it yet, but these dolls, they can share eyes because it's always the same, like it pops out. And so yeah, you can do other things with it. I'm going to wait, I'm going to pitchfork her, put her pitchfork in her hand, is what I meant by that, when I get to the other face. And just in case you didn't watch my other Living Dead doll unboxings, I'm going to show you, oh, she's even got elf ears, like demon ears. That's a cute detail that I didn't notice from the story. I shouldn't say cute, but you know what I mean? Cute if you're into that kind of thing. If you're into horror and this kind of stuff doesn't like offend you in any way. How does the hair stay back? It's not glued or anything. It's just, yeah, the hair just goes around her horns and stays that way. So I have done this a couple times now. So I feel kind of confident pulling her face off, literally. Whoa. But I did read somewhere that you can't share their face plates. So to anyone who got a Sin, because like I said, Sadie and Sin used to be kind of the same doll, just in a different dress color and a little bit of different paint, like painted eyes. I'm having trouble here. It's, oh, okay, it's coming undone. Because this whole face just comes off, and there's, how do I say it? It's like, there we go. All right, so now, to me, this is the most disturbing face of all when it's not on. So then it's in multiple pieces, and to change the faceplate over, just got to get out of the way because I'm going to be coming forward with this scary stuff. So you've got, it comes with a little protector in here, plastic protector to keep the eyes from moving around in transit. And then what I learned last time, or because it was so recently, I have a fresh memory of it. You got to take this black piece off. Oh, these really move around without this black piece. They're so swindly. Where are her red eyes? I put them on her cape and I couldn't see them. So just plain red eyes? I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, you know what? It's pretty cool. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to know if I think it goes up this way. I'm not paying enough attention. So then you pop this in here. No, I don't think I did it right. I think it's upside down. Isn't this just one piece that goes, it looks like it goes the same both ways. No, you know, it needs to go where the eyeballs are. So weird. Anyway, I may trim some of this for your benefit. And then you pop this behind the open eyes. Okay, so I did do it right. It was just a fluke. I think these are supposed to sit in. Is it supposed to snap? I remember it snapping when I did the... You know what? These don't need to move because they're just solid red. You don't need to play with them at all. And then bring the doll back. Put her face on. Again, it's her scary face. Seventh and final warning. And there are pegs that go into the holes that kind of snap together. And it's not just that, so what I was saying about you can't trade the face plates is because, for one thing, the the holes and pegs won't line up with other dolls. Sadie for the specific example. And then if you look at Sin, her skin tone is a lot pinker, so it would look funny anyway. But I don't know if they... It's supposed to snap in really easily, to be honest. I don't know if they did... If they made her skin tone... Or if they didn't make them line up to make sure you don't trade the face plates. Because I think that would have been a cute feature if you could do that. What is the... How would this go in? It's okay that it was messing with me so much not going in, because I had the wrong face. I was putting her old face back on, so... Let's see if now it goes in more easily. Because I had a really hard time putting that in. But let's see now if I can get the second face on, the actual second face. There, wow. See? Wow, it was just telling me. It was like a warning. Wrong face. And then now these have little slats that pop into some slots in her head. Am I saying that right? Just pop this down. And I just did her red eyes for now, but I might try... you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try Damien's eyes, because he has really cool eyes later. Oh, that popped in really easily. And I guess her hair now, when she has this mask on, face, death mask they call it, those two parts that went in front of her horns, they have no choice but to go behind. So are you ready? For Sin? And so just so, like, there's no other way to describe this other than crazy. But at first, so when I first saw the promo shots, I didn't like this face at all. I thought she looked silly. I thought it was over the top too much. But you know what? It's camp. I like it now that I've had time to adjust. And now that I've seen, because like I was saying, I don't know if they were renders and now the final product, the actual doll looks better, or if I just got used to it. I just admitted defeat and decided to enjoy the way she is. And I do want to get her other hands on, so there we go. So she can hold the pitchfork properly and then have her, what do they call them? Devil horns on her other hand. This one, right? Yeah. Because again, if you have this kind of sense of humor or into this kind of thing, it's funny to me. And get her cape on. And to anyone out there who's still listening or still looking, and you're going to be tormented by this tonight, I am sorry. So here she is. She stands on her pentagrams. Well, it's not really a stand, but she just stands on it. And again, keep in mind, I'm not a religious person, so I don't feel disturbed by these kind of things, but I understand. And let's see how this pop. Does it just sit on her horns or between them? Because in the pictures, it looks like it was floating. So I think it just kind of grips in between her horns. Okay, so you kind of pop it in there and it sits. And I'm bringing her back to the camera. And if her halo falls off, so be it. So here is next level Sin. And I am really curious how her eyes look, how she'll look with Damien's eyes. But so before I do that though, let me bring the other dolls forward because it is 5 now. Ooh, this is like, it's rubbery, so it kind of sticks, has some friction. So let me show you the other dolls close up because it's been a while. Well, not a while. It was my first unboxing where I showed the other kids up close. So just in case anyone's been curious or is curious now because you've stumbled across this by accident. So this is, no, let me go in order. Here is Sadie. So she is basically the Living Dead Dolls mascot. I can't say she was the first doll they did. She could be. As in when they were doing them by hand back in the 90s. So she was the first doll that came out, and there have been several versions of Sadie throughout the years. And I feel like she's got the cutest element to her. Like she looks a little just, you know, like a little Wednesday Addams goth kind of girl. So I think she has a little bit more, let's say, a little bit wider appeal than someone like Sin here, for example. And then the next doll to come out, you know, so the next doll who was supposed to come out was the regular Exorcist. And to anyone who's curious, I think so her face is really shiny, if you could see. And people have said she's supposed to look like a cracked egg, which makes kind of sense, but that wasn't the case in any of the original runs. So maybe she's supposed to look like a rotten egg and she's got some kind of like mold coming out of her mouth. And I didn't bring any other accessories because I wanted to focus a little bit more on Sin, but she comes with all these eggs and other stuff like that too. And then I believe the next doll to come out, it was either one of these two because she was supposed to come out next and then they had a convention exclusive with the gray Exorcist of Doom Blue Exorcist of Doom, whatever you want to call her. Her hair is blue, her skin's grayish blue. So she was a convention exclusive, and then they put her on the website. These are still like a new kind of thing, these Return of the Living Dead doll deluxe dolls. So I don't think that there would have been a lot of, let's say, traffic at the convention. So luckily we were able to buy, because when she came out, I was like, oh, am I going to quit living? Like, I'm not going to chase one of these dolls like on the secondary market, but luckily I didn't have to. So she, thinking of the convention exclusive, she was $125, and the others so far have been $120. And then here's the most recent one, Damien, whose eyes I'm going to lend to Sin. He comes with two eyes as well, these ones, and then like white out eyes where they're all white. But I prefer the yellow. And again, he is accessory free, normally has a hat and all this other kind of stuff. And if you saw my last unboxing, you would probably remember it. So now let me just pop off their faces and swap eyes and show you the effect after. The more I'm seeing her, like the more I'm playing with her and spending time with her, the more I think she might be my favorite one. Even though it's funny how that happens, because she was literally my least favorite one when I first saw the pictures, which is good because I'm not crazy about how posy the next doll looks from the renders. So maybe I'll end up liking her a lot more in person too. But here she comes with Damien's yellow eyes, and I don't know. I think she might have to keep his eyes for a bit because they look really like tough on her. I like it. And again, it's more of that silly, demonic, campy look. I hope nobody's taking her too seriously, because I think she's got her little kind of heavy metal charm to about her now. And let me show you Damien and her regular eyes, not the all red ones. The all red ones look kind of cool on her, but I didn't love them on Damien, so I gave him what looked like her, I guess they're supposed to look like bloodshot eyes. And I just have to say, his wig cap is so hard to get back on, more than all the other dolls. Yeah, so much fun to probably do a little bit more experimenting with their eyes and stuff. Maybe not right now, but one day. And then to talk about a few details about her as I now have her in her final look. Well, final as in, like, I didn't show her second face with her original eyes. And I didn't even talk about the details of the doll, I don't think, because I was so excited to see her open, or maybe nervous to show you her open. So her dress is sort of like a velour, that kind of velvety kind of texture. The cape is lined with a wire so that I think you can have it kind of stick out in different ways you would want it to. And her shoes are molded plastic, and she's got some kind of rick-rack around her socks, which is a cute detail. Differentiates her more from Sadie. And her hair is a little bit of a wave to it, which I didn't notice that from pictures at all. Even the ones of people's actual doll pictures. And so to anyone who saw all three of her looks, her first face with these eyes, and then her red eyes with these, and then the yellow eyes, let me know what you like best. Oh, and another cute detail. Remember how I said that she doesn't have, the doll's tail won't fit her because of her tail? Her tail kind of keeps her up. It kind of works as a little bit of a tripod. So as long as you don't have her leaning forward, because she probably is top heavy from her horns, then I think she'll stand just fine without a doll stand. And I don't know if I've mentioned since the first unboxing, these dolls are quite heavy. I don't know what it is about the vinyl that they use. Because they're articulated. I don't think I even talked about that. So they bend at the knees, and the head is ball jointed, so they can tilt their head and look forward and back, and their hands are removable, so obviously they're articulated as well. And I just don't know why they're so heavy. And it's not because of all the accessories. The doll, like the body and everything, it's when you pull her out, when you pull them out, even when they're in the box, it feels like, oh, what's in here? Is it loaded with lead? But it's not. It's just, I don't know if it's resin or vinyl, but I feel like it would be vinyl because it's plastic. It's just very like sturdy and thick plastic. So they do feel like a very quality doll. Again, more details I probably should have shared in the beginning when I was opening her, but I was just too excited. And now to anyone who has braved watching this whole video, or if you were watching it because you wanted to see the doll, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you again soon in the next one.